So we got a market cap sitting at 1.27 trillion. And as you can see, Bitcoin over here, 34,600 and rising. Now, don't get into panic. Okay, for those who put themselves in proper position, take a little bit of profit. But we got some epic ETF news. I got 3 words for you.
We on location. I remember way back. You ain't have no swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag. Now you got a new walk. Now you got new swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag.
So ladies and gentlemen, with digital assets, we hodl and we trade. And when we do hodl, we make sure it's on a cold storage wallet so we have full access to our funds and no one else. Okay, you're talking about the DCENT wallet here. The link is in the description. The most easy and safe hardware wallet, enhanced crypto protection built on the highest security standards. What is going on, blockchain monkeys? Eager and to thank you for coming to my jungle. But first of all, I'm no financial advisor whatsoever, nor am I professional in blockchain technology. But there is one thing that I absolutely will do. And that's give my opinion. So today, coming in hot, we got some XRP Ripple news that is going to knock you back. And ladies and gentlemen, ETF news coming in hot. And let's not forget the importance of DeFi. And talk about DEXs. We're going to get into Globiance. And also, why did they have the #1 DEX? Why did they come in hot with the very first DEX on the XDC network? You know what? Before we even get to it, I'm going to need you to rub them hands together. Real vigorously. Slide down Twitter. Coming in hot, we have here Miko. Amazing job by the Ripple team. New video on Ripple's homepage. It paves the way towards the new mainstream jargon. Ripple payments. You better get used to it because this genie is out the bottle.
300 trillion. Despite this growth, blockchain technology can appear complicated. I'm here to show you it's not. Hi, I'm Pega Sultani, and I'm the head of payments product at Ripple. So what I find fascinating is that trillions of dollars of value move across borders every year. By 2030, it's expected to reach 300 trillion. Despite this growth, global payments are often expensive, slow, prone to error.
You know what? You got to give it up for Ripple's design team. Check out the backdrop. Come on, let's go.
Fortunately, at Ripple, we're changing the way value moves around the world. We use blockchain technology and digital assets to enable faster, more affordable, and more transparent payments for both our customers and their customers. Here's how it works. Let's say a business wants to send pounds from the UK to the Philippines. First, they request an FX quote on pricing and foreign exchange. The business receives the quote, approves it, and then submits payment instructions. A digital asset acts as a bridge currency moving from the UK to the Philippines. It is then converted to local currency through Ripple's global partner network. The recipient then receives the exact amount quoted to them in Philippine pesos in real time.
Is that clear enough for you? Let's go.
It's that simple. And when you're ready to scale to new corridors, Ripple's global payout network provides access to key markets and currencies, including many that are traditionally difficult to reach. You can start transacting within as little as 3 weeks, and your payments will settle in seconds, not days. The future of finance is here.
And coming in hot, we have Mr. Huber. It turns out Ethereum's Joseph Lubin didn't have internal transparency. Brad Garlinghouse already called it. This is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see the foresight that they already had regarding transparency? Take a listen.
I think in the dictionary that's called hypocrisy. I'm not 100% sure, but it's close.
Is there any plan for greater transparency within Consensus in terms of how it deploys its Ethereum?
Internally, sure. And you know, we're a private company, and we
Ripple's a private company too.
Absolutely. And transparency is important to us, but we also have to be strategic about information that we release, and we. With respect to those sorts of issues, I haven't really thought too much about whether we need to disclose how we pay.
It's a whole lot of stuttering going on there.
People, when we pay people, etc. It's just operating a company.
And coming in hot from digital perspectives, we have here making Ripple XRP. cryptocurrencies participating in the ISO payment ecosystem for international transactions. Coming in hot from Morgan Willing. Until recently, the ISO payment system precluded cryptocurrencies from participating. The release of the digital token identifier standard transformed that, allowing cryptocurrencies to be recognized as legitimate currency under the ISO system. And coming in hot from Mickle, you got your boy Tim Draper. Now, I brought this back to you about 2019. I want you to take a listen because it reigns true today.
We're not letting this happen. And then it keeps going. And then they say, okay, well, let's sue them, or let's go get the government.
There's another thing they do. They adopt the technology. I think they will adopt the technology.
That's the last thing they do. They plant the press stories.
Ripple's founders never registered XRP as a security before selling it to other investors. They argue it's more like a utility and that it's a currency.
They put out lawsuits. They create as much of a fuss as possible. They try to get their government friends involved. And then they go, oh, God, this thing's happening.
Some have done a great job, and we should acknowledge that. Some have done a great job. Even not even call them a fintech. There's something that a company came up with, which is fintech type services.
Yes.
Some have some of the stuff that we could have done ourselves. And I think a company should be self-critical.
No, you couldn't have, because if you could do it, you would have.
We could have done ourselves, and we didn't. They beat us to it. Well, they simply did it better. And so we should acknowledge that.
Coming in hot from Flip the Chain, XLS 38D, coming to your dome. We have here David Swartz. Let me explain why cross-chain bridges are important for increasing XRPL adoption. And he makes it so easy, a baby can understand it.
XLS 38D is an amendment to support cross-chain bridges. This enables interoperability between different networks. The XLS 38D proposed standard will allow tokens from one blockchain to be locked in an account on the XRP ledger, while an equivalent amount of tokens is issued on another blockchain, increasing the use cases and adoption of the XRP ledger. The team has made design changes to XLS 38D to support multiple bridges per door account for libraries, explorers, witness servers, and to improve user experience. I want to take a minute to explain.
We're talking about continuous upgrade, continuous scalability, sitting on that XRPL. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what you have right in front of your face?
Why I think these cross-chain bridges are important and the sidechains are important. The XRP Ledger main network is great for payments. It's the home of XRP, and you can use it for other things too. But the idea that everybody will be able to do everything that they might want to do on a single layer one is just unrealistic. No matter how much it scales, there's going to be a limit. And there's going to be people who are going to want to do higher numbers of transactions. There's going to be people who want more computing power. There's going to be people who want very specialized transactors that demand a lot of resources. There's storage that can only go around so much. And there's trade-offs with putting something on the XRP Ledger mainnet. If you put something on the XRP Ledger mainnet, every XRP Ledger mainnet node has to store and relay those transactions. And that creates a scarce resource that we can only divide so far. It's a lot, but it is not infinite. Whatever capacity it has, that's all it has. Whatever capabilities it has, there are going to have to be capabilities that it doesn't have. No layer one is ever going to be everything to everyone. And if we don't want that to be a huge downside, if we don't want that to fragment the community, what we need is the ability to have asset portability so that XRP is not limited to the XRP ledger, or other issued assets aren't limited to their home ledgers. Because if you want to build up some other function on some other ledger, you have to be able to get real value onto it. If you have to build a new token or issue a new stablecoin or just build up the sort of whole asset infrastructure from the ground up, that's going to stifle innovation. The other thing that it's great for is to be able to test out things that might be useful on the main network. I'll talk about hooks later, but hooks is a good example of something that you might not want to adopt on the main network immediately because of some of those trade-offs. No matter how good you think it is, it has costs associated with those benefits. And it would be sort of risky in the extreme to just adopt it on the mainnet and hope that those trade-offs work out in our favor. The level of confidence that you need to have to risk harming the main network is very, very high. So these side chains through cross-chain bridges provide a ramp to be able to prove that a technology works in the real world, handling real money, show its impact to things like network stability, fees, and resource consumption, and then you can make a much stronger case for including it on the mainnet. So that's going to enable, along with some of the other things I'm going to talk about, much broader development. That's really going to turbocharge the development of features for the XRP on mainnet. And even if they don't get adopted on mainnet, that's still fine. We still get to use them. And we can use them with the same tokens, using the same tools, using the same wallets, and get that great user experience of people who get to experience all of those features. Because if you can't find the user experience anywhere in our ecosystem, that's going to shrink the ecosystem. And it can't all be on mainnet.
This is just music to my ears, ladies and gentlemen. And if that wasn't enough, blockchain monkeys, XRPL used to create Manlo Wallet for facilitating offline payments. Take a listen.
I want to now talk about how at Mandla Money we built this Mandla wallet, which allows people to transact over SMS, and how we're managing these offline payments and some of these ideas around
goodness gracious,
CBDC and a stable coin. Okay. So what Mandla Wallet is an interoperable wallet that allows users to send, receive, and store issued assets, like stable coins, central bank digital currencies, and so forth. All of this via text message, right? And I've got offline in quotation marks because, like I said, we're not pure offline. There's no need for a smartphone. There's no need for an internet connection. But what you do need is access to a mobile network operator, right? So we've integrated with Twilio to give us that SMS internet integration. And then that allows us to then book into the XRP ledger whenever we receive funds coming into the wallet or whenever we're sending out. And then we've chosen to do this on the XRP ledger because, some of the properties that I mentioned at the start, it's low cost, allows for micropayments, fast settlements, and the Ripple team is also looking at central bank digital currencies and having conversations with central banks. So we've part of our hypothesis is that we will see central banks making use of this XRP ledger technology for their central bank digital currency.
Are you listening? And this could be the reason why Bitcoin is heating up right now. Just a few hours back, BlackRock had amended the Bitcoin ETF application and had submitted to the SEC. This is before it got listed on the DTCC website. Look at her. And so now, switching gears real quick, coming in hot for Mr. Man XRP, DeFi regulations come end of the year, November 2023. What does DeFi mean to the space? And so we have here a clean definition. A decentralized exchange, commonly known as a DEX, represents a paradigm shift in the world of cryptocurrency trading. It functions independently, free from the influence of central authorities or intermediaries. So here, just to give you a taste of exactly where we're at in this space, okay? There's an opportunity to help this digital industry grow, and that's through DeFi. Global crypto standards come end of the year 2023. IOSCO states that DeFi will be regulated end of year. Could this be the flood we're waiting for?
Securities exchange, with Archers, with Toko, but there's clearly an opportunity in DeFi, and there's an opportunity to create liquidity, which is actually going to help this industry scale. But if we can find a way to bring those two together, I think it's really exciting.
CPMI to produce recommendations in relation to stablecoins, and that came out in July 2022. And at the same time, we produced a roadmap promising to deliver global recommendations in relation to how crypto should be.
You see the big dogs is talking about it. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
One, to deal with crypto and crypto trading platforms. Second, to deal with DeFi.
And speaking of DEXs, ladies and gentlemen, who do we have here besides Globiance? The first DEX on the ZenFin network. And so we have here Globiance DEX, the first of its kind. Launched in December 2021, new projects can launch tokens directly after the successful deployment on the blockchain. And coming in hot from Globiance, meet the Globiance team in Tokyo, Japan this October. That's October 25th to the 27th at the 4th Annual Blockchain Expo, Tokyo Autumn. So listen here, ladies and gentlemen, the truth is right in your face if you're looking for it. The banks are getting prepared. The institutions are getting prepared. Take a check here. We have here Cyprus coming in hot. More proof. Get educated. Banks are preparing for the digital transformation. Institutions are in the education phase. This is why there is nothing but fear pumped into the mainstream. Take a listen.
I'm Frank Chaparro, Director of News at The Block, and today we have 4 panelists joining me for a conversation about how banks can prepare for digital transformation. We have from Goldman Sachs.
So now that you all know that the banks are preparing for digital transformation, let me read some information to you all. Digital technologies play a significant role in unlocking the potential of innovative financing mechanisms across the utility sector, specifically in Africa and Asia, this PDF is talking about. But this is happening globally, where technologies like digital platforms, artificial intelligence, AI, blockchain, the Internet of Things can bring innovative financing instruments to the energy, water, waste, sanitation, recycling, mobility, and asset financing sectors. It is a massive digital transformation.
So we are making money globally. Okay, we're making it.
Now we know the financial institutions are in an education phase.
And that's how we've explained it to institutions. I would say the vast majority of discussions with institutions right now is educational. So we're still at that phase.
And we know these large organizations and systemically important groups like the European Council are also telling you all that you all should be educating yourselves as well.
Everything that they share is public. It's just not easy to find unless you have connections to show you where to look. And right now, my connections are telling me about another huge opportunity for investors. I've already shown you how big energy and transportation are being transformed. We're also about to see massive changes in the $23 trillion world of big finance. In the months ahead, central banks around the world are planning to go digital. Many of the legacy banks you've heard of, where you probably even keep your money, like Bank of America, Chase, Citi, Wells Fargo, they're about to be reset, overhauled by a new type of technology called fintech, which is short for financial technology. In other words, the banking infrastructure is being rebuilt from the ground up, and very few Americans are aware this is even happening. We are right on the verge of a once-in-a-generation opportunity to profit by investing in the companies that are building out the architecture.
First you research, and then you go research the research that you just researched, and then you buy.
Cause it's the standard in this bitch. XRP. I went to YouTube University, and now they mocking me with no degree. We saying by the swift, keep it walking. Respect your elders in these bushes. Bitcoin is talking.
You don't have to be rich to be taking advantage of this. This was the beginning of the greatest transformation of wealth the world has ever fucking seen since World War II.
Blockchain. We talking about an intellectual choo-choo train. It's DLT up in these streets, man. That's why we rip all on that blockchain.